1999. In what? Listen now. In 1999, I was in Agbo. I was in a place called Good Child Nursery and Primary School in Agbo, there, close to Professor Ebia Street in Agbo. I was pastoring a fellowship, very big. We were 9. And our fellowship, you don't pass through the door, you just pass window. Enter, you sit down, because there were no windows, no door. While I was, I had 2 women who were members of the church. They were not members because they loved me. They were members because they were old and the church was closed. So they just walk from church, from house, enter church. One day, I did posters, I did handbill. People didn't come. People didn't come to the program. I was asking myself, what is going on? 25 or so people came. And I ministered. The next day, I was praying from morning. In the afternoon, they called me. They said, please, come church now. It was from minutes to 3. He said, come church now. I said, what's the matter? I said, come. Somebody said he wants to see you. I entered, you know, Agbo, they have this ladies' bike. So one of my sons had a ladies' bike. He carried me on the ladies' bike. And we went there. As we got there, I saw a man. His 2 hands were tied inside the bag. His hand was in the bag, and they tied the bag. The hands was, so as he was moving, he was carrying the bag. So I asked the woman, what happened? They said, as they were sweeping and sweeping outside, the man dropped. I said, dropped. And you call me. He said, the man dropped. I was calling your name that he wants to see you. I said, I'm here. I moved to him. His eyes were bloodshot red. I said, how can I help you? And he said, are you Johnson Suleman? I said, yes. He started incantating. He began to incantate. I didn't know what was happening, but I could feel evil around. He said, he's a representative of Guru Maharaji. And he heads their cult in Agbo. And anytime they are looking from their mirror, they see smoke coming out of the school. So they sent him to meet the person who is in charge. And they said I was the person. And he said, that's why I came. I said, is that? He said, yes. I said, continue. He began. By this time, streets have gathered. People that will not come to church have gathered by the fence. Program was to start by 5. This was from minutes to 3. I was not properly dressed. Crowd have gathered. Why will I be waiting for 5 to see 20-something people when now over 300 people have gathered? And the man began to incantate. People were coming. Some were climbing fence. Some were carrying children. So I said, carry me up. Let me see. They were carrying. They were looking. People had gathered. So as I was doing that, I was moving away from the compound so that we can be strategically on the road to gather more people. As we got to the road, the man was incantating. He was incantating. He would incantate and he would move the bag towards me. And I was looking at him. He would incantate, move the bag towards me. I was looking at him. And I remembered Lamentation 3:37. Who is it that saith a thing and it cometh to pass when the Lord? And I said to him, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. I never knew that the people in that location, they know him. He was a dreaded man. They feared him. He was a terrible fellow. They were scared of him. So they were gathered and they were watching. I began to speak in tongues. The power of God came on him. He fell down. I loosened what was there. I opened the bag. I saw human skull. I saw cowries. I saw bottle of blood. I saw dagger, all kinds. I turned on the road. people gathered. They were looking at the man, they were looking at me, they were looking at drama. And I said to them, by this time tomorrow, by 5 in the evening, we will continue another one and see what God will do. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the program that night. I didn't come back that evening. By 1 o'clock the next day, the women called me. They said, Apostle, church don't fool. Church don't fool. I said, but it's 5. They say, don't fool. If you not come, nowhere to sit down, nowhere to pass. People fool outside. Hey, in the day of his power, his people shall be willing. I don't know what you have been experiencing. As God restores your focus, you will see the power of God. You will see the power of God. You will see the power of God.